Welcome to the Edmonton Antique Car Club 2017 Mystery Tour. In lieu of our regular monthly meeting, we gather at the Old Timers Cabin parking lot for a mystery tour. At the beginning of the tour, participants are given a map and off we go to a surprise location with our antique cars. We invite you to come along as we go on this tour with our 1926 Chevrolet Touring Sedan. This 91-year-old car comes with original drivetrain, wooden spoke wheels, and rear brakes only. Yikes! It's a challenge to drive in modern traffic. We have mounted a G1W dash cam on its windshield to give you the experience. Enjoy the ride and see Edmonton from a new perspective. We have doubled the speed on the video to make it more exciting. If you look at the reflection in the windshield, you can see Joyce, my wife, looking at the map, trying to figure out which way we're going. You can see the variety of vehicles that are on this tour. And we're off north on Schooner Road. Now we're turning onto Saskatchewan Drive and going west. We're going along the top of the river valley. Now we're turning on to Queen Elizabeth Park Road, and we're heading for the Walterdale Bridge, which crosses the North Saskatchewan River. You can see the new bridge to the right. It isn't finished yet. We'll still be crossing on the old bridge. Whenever the new bridge is done, it will be quite a landmark for our city. Anytime you hear any chipmunk sounds, that's my wife and I discussing where to go. We are trying to follow a map to find our mystery destination. We're just running into a problem here because we should be in the left lane to turn onto River Road. But somebody will no doubt let us in. People are generally very courteous to old cars and treat them like old ladies. Now that wasn't too difficult. And we're heading down River Road, and we'll be going under the high-level bridge, which is another Edmonton landmark. The object with little wings that you are watching on the front of the car is a motometer, which was the early form of a temperature gauge. it had a thermometer inside which allowed you to see how hot your coolant was. We're discussing the next phase of where to turn off the road. We're just discussing the next phase of our journey, which is making the right turn onto Grote Road, where we'll be heading south. And we're going across the North Saskatchewan River again as we go south on Grote Road. The University of Alberta is to the left, and we're sort of going around it. We're having a bit of a debate on the proper procedure for going on this mystery tour. Those are the chipmunk sounds. And here we're turning onto University Avenue as we go around the university. That's the Cross Cancer Hospital to the left. We'll be going south on 114th Street. We just had a little discussion here with the fellow on the motorcycle who wanted to know about our tour.
What's a tour? Thank you.
The LRT is to the right, following this road. This section of our travels is quite slow because you can see the LRT, or light rail transit, which is holding up the traffic. And here we're turning onto Belgravia Road, heading west. It looks like we're traveling at quite a high rate of speed, but actually we're not. We're well below the speed limit, as you can see other cars passing us. This car travels comfortably at 40 miles an hour at tops. And now we're turning off onto Fox Drive. And we're passing the Equine Center, so it smells like horses. It's an open car after all. And here we're turning off to go to Fort Edmonton Park. This is an open-air museum which features an original fort and lots of good old stuff. And we've caught up with some of the other travelers on our journey. Here we're all lined up and we'll be waiting for some time. Left next to the bridge is the Talus Dome, a somewhat controversial work of art made up of about 1,000 spherical stainless steel balls. So I guess that proves that Edmonton has balls of steel. We're following quite a line of cars. I think there's about 35 cars altogether that are on this tour. Here we're passing a checkpoint, and one of our members is just checking us through. So he doesn't usually talk that fast. we are entering the 1920 street, past the Selkirk Hotel. The Ukrainian bookstore is across the street, and the drugstore, and the theater, the AGT building, the mosque, just past the streetcar, and the railroad tracks. And the building up ahead is the Motordrome. And our cars are lined up to get to park by the streetcar barn. Public transportation in the 1920s was by streetcar in the city, and there is an organization which is working at restoring these streetcars, and that is done in that building, and we got to see it. So there's the Motordrome, sort of a garage. The midway is to our left, and here we are parking the cars. It's the streetcar barn up ahead. The streetcars are restored and operated and driven by members of the Edmonton Rail Society. Several of our club members are actually qualified drivers, and in their part-time do drive these streetcars. Streetcars are driven in the park, and there is also one that drives across the high-level bridge on occasion. You have to pay a little bit of money to ride on that one, which helps support this venture. Across the railroad tracks you can see the Midway, and that special building is the carousel, which has hand-carved wooden horses. Side of the streetcar barn with the cars that you can see that the members brought. We got to ride the streetcars, and you can see some of the members inside enjoying the ride and looking out at the cars. And inside the barn, our fearless leader is giving us instructions and telling us where to go. After a pleasant time riding the streetcar and seeing what's in the barn and all the good stuff, it's time to head for home. So we're driving back down 1920 Street. We're retracing our steps. Look for the road apples the horses have left. Of course, horses were still used in the 1920s. Crossing the tracks, AGT building. I forgot to mention that there is the airport hangar that's actually to the right, and the other buildings there. I should mention also that the Selkirk Hotel, I think there are actually people staying there. They do have events in that building. And we're getting out of here. It's a nice quiet road. There's nobody else in the park. And it's a beautiful evening. Here we're turning into the administration area. There is a gate that has to be opened to let us out. This is where you would normally enter the park. The gate opens automatically, which is nice. And we are free to continue our journey. And there's the parking lot. We're a little confused here, but we have to go straight and not to the right. Under the bridge where we came from. We're heading back to Fox Drive, and then we'll be turning on to the White Mud Freeway and the Quesnel Bridge, crossing the river again. You can see the Talus Dome there again. And we can just stay in this lane. It eventually turns into 149. We will be following 149th Street all the way north to 137th Avenue, and then we'll go east until we get home into our own area. Altogether, we will have put on more than 2 hours of driving on this old car. As you can see, it drives pretty nicely. Not quite modern. Doesn't have shocks, so it doesn't take the potholes too well. I won't show this, but further on we hit some railroad tracks and we're sort of airborne for a while. It was a little scary. Up ahead will be McDonald's shortly, and this is the alternative program for the evening. Members can either go home or they can stop in at McDonald's for refreshments. You can see the McDonald's up ahead, and that's where we're going to end the video. And maybe I'll make some more sometime. Thank you. Goodbye.